100 from Dawid Malan and an extraordinary career-best spell of bowling late in the day from Toby Roland-Jones means that Middlesex are closing in on a thumping victory against their London rivals Surrey at the halfway stage of their latest LV County Championship match at Lord's. Middlesex began the second day well placed, 12 runs ahead on 179 for 2 after dismissing Surrey for 167, and O.A. Shah was soon to his half-century made off 62 balls, this being his 6th four to go with 2 sixes. He'd confirmed his side's dominance on the first day with a decent partnership with Malan, and these two carried on in the morning as they eventually put on exactly 100 for the third wicket, taking Middlesex into an excellent position on 212 for 2. But having made 63, Shah played his favourite pull shot to a short ball from Jay Dernbach and nicked the ball behind to Steve Davis. Malan, though, was excellent and reached his 50 off 95 deliveries, an innings including 9 fours. He was now joined by Neil Dexter, a perfect man to have at this stage, as he likes to get on with things. Indeed, both he and Malan were looking to rub salt into the open Surrey wounds, and both were helped by some of the bowling. This delivery, for example, from Matthew Spreagle asked to be hit, and hit it was for the second 6 of the day. These two carried the total to 271 for a lead of 104 when Dexter was the 4th man out. It was a bit of a gift, to be honest, as he thumped Spreagle out to long on, where he was caught by Tim Linley for 24. Middlesex still kicked on, however, with Gareth Berg beginning his innings with a boundary to take his side to lunch at 294 for 4. Malan would not have eaten much as he neared his 100, and he got there soon after the break. It was his 3rd of the season, and he's now beginning to show the class that he promised a couple of seasons ago. That was his 15th four out of 166 balls. He has yet never gone on to make a massive score and was soon out on 107, bowled as he tried to drive Chris Tramlett, but it was a superb knock. Tramlett now looked fired up, and Berg had to do his best limbo dancer impression to avoid being hit by the ball. The bowler followed that up with the perfect pitched up delivery to bowl Berg for 45, putting Middlesex on 348 for 6. He then struck again next ball, Sean Udall unable to get a bat on this delivery. Tramlett was pumped up, and he now caused Roland-Jones some problems with a quick full bunger. At 348 for 7, Tramlett and Surrey would have been hopeful of wrapping things up to keep their deficit down to a minimum, but Roland-Jones dominated a stand of 35 with Josh Davey for the 8th wicket. It was ended when Roland-Jones was bowled by Linley, but not before he'd scored a useful 26. His great day, though, was still to come. Then the former Surrey man, Tim Murtagh, a player not really known for his batting excellence, batted excellently with Davey to annoy the visiting bowlers even further. They took Middlesex past 400, a rare occurrence this summer, and in the end added 39 for the 9th wicket. Murtagh was enjoying himself so much that he swept Gareth Batty over mid-wicket for a 6. The fun ended when Davey was legged before to Dernbach for 13, and Pedro Collins was well caught at slip off a flashing drive to Tramlett, who finishes the pick of the Surrey bowlers with 4 for 90. Middlesex had amassed a very healthy-looking 423 to give them a huge first innings lead of 256, but Surrey looked to be batting better the second time around, with Davis and Tom Lansfield starting well. There were moments of fortune in their opening partnership of 75, as Lansfield edged Murtagh to 3rd man, and was beaten by Udall, surviving an appeal for a catch in the process, but by and large it was plain sailing. But then Roland-Jones produced a telling spell late on to virtually guarantee Middlesex a 3-day victory. Running in for the pavilion end, he first removed Davis for 43, with John Simpson taking a smart catch behind. In the next over, his partner Lansfield joined him back in the pavilion as he edged Udall, trying to drive him out of the rough, and was well held by Dexter. Rory Hamilton-Brown then completed a miserable match. Having got a golden duck in the first innings, he went second ball for a single, nicking Roland-Jones to Dexter again. The bowler then made it 3 wickets in 3 overs for him when he had Usman Afzal nibbling and edging into the safe hands of Dexter. And then the big wicket as Roland-Jones got a beauty to find the edge of Mark Ramprakash's bat. He'd gone for 6. Incredibly, the 22-year-old found the edge again as Matthew Spriegel was caught at first slip by Malan. In 8 devastating overs, Surrey had collapsed from 75 without loss to 91 for 6, Roland-Jones taking his 5 wickets in the space of only 25 deliveries. He ended the day with figures of 5 for 29. It was the kind of spell he would have dreamt of, and it was one which gave his side a great chance of producing an innings win against their biggest rivals for just their 3rd LV County Championship success of the season. Surrey will resume on 110 for 6 on day 3, still needing a further 146 runs just to make Middlesex bat a second time.